Benson Rutendo is back to exposing powerful people and companies. We've talked about him here on this channel before. He does a great job when he exposes the evil of this world, specifically when it comes to Africa. So Rutendo just came online and exposed these companies even more.
Hi, my name is Rutendo Benson, and many of you know me as the man that removed sanctions from Zimbabwe. But today, I'm not talking about the issue of sanctions. I'm actually talking about a bigger problem in Africa, which is food colonialism. So, in front of me, you see there are packs of mealie meal that are manufactured by the leading mealie meal manufacturers of Zimbabwe, and all of them here are illegal and smuggled into the country illegally. Now, in Zimbabwe, we've got what we call a GMO law or ban that does not allow genetically modified foods or GMOs. These are all GMOs. And the question is, how did they get into the country when there is a ban on GMOs? Clearly, they were smuggled by these companies who corrupted government officials at border posts in order to bring them in. Zimbabwe says it does not allow GMOs in the country because when you speak to high-ranking government officials, they'll tell you that when we had our land reform and then we went under sanctions, could not get machines, could not get capital, could not get fertilizers, we then began to import maize meal from South Africa. And when we began to import this maize meal from South Africa, particularly in 2008, when the sanctions were tightened, this is when we saw an increase in cancers that went in relationship with the imports. They say this privately, but they do not say.
First of all, let's talk about the politicians and the people that allow these products to enter Zimbabwe, even though it is illegal to have GMO foods in Zimbabwe. They allow it to happen because they're being paid money. What kind of sellouts are these people? They would rather get money than to do the right thing, than to save their people from the issues this food might bring in their country, but they will allow it. They will allow it to happen as long as they're paid. How horrible is this? Like, we have to also ask ourselves, how did we get to this place? How did we allow our society to find this acceptable for at least those few people to think that it's okay to sell your own people in order to get a few coins here and there? How sad is this? Because at the end of the day, all the horrible things we talk about wouldn't have happened if we didn't have a few people that allow this to happen to us because they're greedy, because they're sellouts. We need to start calling them out the same way we call out these nations and these powerful people that control and that exploit us. These sellouts deserve the same kind of treatment, if not more. Anyways, fam, let us know down below what your thoughts are about Rutendo exposing what is going on in Zimbabwe. By the way, unfortunately, it's not just in Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is just lucky to have him to investigate and to expose these people. There are so many countries in Africa that this happens to, but it goes unnoticed because no one is paying attention to it. I am Wongel Zelalem.